Hi everyone, welcome to Red Fox Sewing and Crafting, and welcome to my craft room. I'm Joanna. This is what we worked on yesterday for our 12 Days of Christmas series. Today we are working on the next page. To work on that, we will need a top-loading page pocket. So let me grab one of those really quick. We need one of these, and then you will need some pieces. You need a 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. 2 pieces that are 4 1/8 by 8 1/2. 2 pieces that are 4 3/8 by 6 1/2, and 1 piece that is 4 1/4 by 6 1/2. We are going to leave the 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 alone. That's going to be used later. I'm going to score all the other pieces, starting with our 4 1/4 by 6 1/2. We're going to start with a 6 1/2 at the top, and we're going to score it half, flip it around, score it half, flip it around, and score it half. With our 2 4 3/8 by 6 1/2, we're going to score at 1/2 inch and at 5/8. And again, that's for both of them. And then for the 4 1/8 by 8 1/2, we're going to score at 1/2 inch and at 3/4. Once you're done with that, you want to fold and miter, or fold and burnish on all your pieces, making sure that you are keeping your gusset, and then miter all your corners. Now that we have all our pieces prepped, we are going to attach our flaps down, starting with the 2 larger ones. And they're going to go on either side of the pocket, or the page pocket. And we're just attaching the tab. Keep your gusset free from it. If you need to, you can flatten it down to attach it. You will just need to pop it back up once it's on there. And then this one is just going to line up with our pocket, the edge of our page pocket, just like this. Now we have our 2 large flaps. Now it's time to put on the 2 smaller ones. Our 2 smaller ones are 6 1/2 inches wide, and our page is 6 3/4. So that means we are going to have an 1/8 inch on either side for spacing. I'm going to line up my page on my mat, and then attach this with an 1/8 inch spacing on either side, just like so. And then we can do the bottom one the same way. Line up your page on your mat best you can, and then line up your flap right on top. And there we go. Oops. Let me fix that really quick. It's not fully lined with my page. Here we go. Okay. So now that we have all our flaps on, it is time to add the base page. So I'm using this paper, this pattern paper, and on the back it's the Solids Collection Pack cover sheet. And this is just going to go right in the center. Our pattern paper is now on, so we can attach our pocket. This is going to go on our base page with a 5/8 inch spacing around all the edges. I'm going to start with the bottom tab. Going to flip this around. And then I'm going to grab my ruler and line it up with my pages, or my flaps, so that I can get a 5/8 inch spacing around all my sides. So get my ruler down and then just line it up just like so. And then we can grab some Scotch tape and stick it on the bottom of the tab, or on top of the tab. And then we can do our two sides. And now we have a pocket. For the pattern paper that goes in our pocket, I have this dot paper here. Just gonna go right in the center, like so. just like this. And then we can close our top and bottom flaps and then our side flaps. Before we add pattern paper to our side flaps though, we need to add magnets. This is where our 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 is going to be. So the best way that I found to do this is to measure your piece. So this is 3 1/4 wide, and this is 6 3/4 inch wide. So if we do the math really quick, .25. No. So if we do the math, 6.75 minus 3.25, that's 3 1/2. Divide that by 2, that's 1 1/4, or 1 3/4 on either side. So, just going to take my ruler and a pen or a pencil, either one works, because it's going to be hidden. You're not going to see it. And I'm just going to mark 3 1/4 kind of in the center on both sides, like this. The height is 4 1/4, our page is 8 1/2. So 8.5 minus 4.25 is 4.25. Divide that by 2, that's 2.125. So that's going to be 2 1/8 on each side. Again, I'm just going to grab my ruler here and mark on either side of my flaps here, both sides. And this time I am marking a little bit in so that when I put my pattern paper on, it won't show. Now I can attach my magnets, and I'm going to use 4 pairs for this. One in each corner. And you want to make sure that it's in enough that when you lay down your mat on top, it won't, the magnets won't be poking out on your magnetic piece, and you want it far enough out that it won't be poking out on your 2 flaps here. Now that we have that all done, we can match the edges of our 2 flaps here, and then I'm going to lay down my mat right inside the lines that I made, and then I can stick on my magnets. Oops. And then again, we can just use a little score tape or glue if you prefer using glue, to attach our magnets on our little mat that we have. Just like that. And now we can finish decorating. So I'm going to take off my mat for now, and I'm going to attach my two pattern pieces here to my two flaps. Our pattern paper is on. I'm going to magnetize this on here. I need to check to make sure that's going the right way too. And then I have this little love story chipboard piece I'm going to put in the bottom right corner on my flap. Just like this. And then for my little mat here, oops, maybe the backing decides to come off. There we go. I'm going to put this piece of paper on. It's got this on the back here. It's one of the, it's a light folded piece of paper, pattern paper. I'm going to stick this right on top here. And I'm just kind of dragging my finger across the edge to make sure that the edges stick. And just to double check to make sure that it's going the right way before we put our ephemera on, I'm going to stick this on. I have the thinner of the vases with 3 roses. And then I have one of the thinner tall pieces of lavender in the back, and then a few of the light colored leaves on the bottom. And then I used thicker foam to stick on the vase because the flower layers are so thick that it needed it. I'm just going to glue this right in the center of my mat. Just like this. And there you have it. There's page 7. I hope you are enjoying this little series. If you liked the video, click the like button down below. If you want to see more of these fun little projects I have, hit subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!